Hey everyone, welcome to the CNC show. I'm super excited for today's episode, which is technically episode 2 of season 2. Look at that, seasons. But I'm really excited about today's show. We've got a special guest. Todd from Vectric is joining us. And you probably know him from Vectric's YouTube channel or training materials, in the labs with Todd. It's going to be great. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about projects, our favorite projects, and share stories, tips, and tricks that you can use in the shop on your next project. We've got a little CNC trivia planned in a new segment, which is going to be fun, and you can answer the questions along with us. No Googling. You can't Google the answers. That's a rule. But we've also got a giveaway planned. Vectric is generously giving away a full license of VCarve Pro, which is a $699 value. We're going to give that away in a special way during this show. So thank you, Vectric, for your support to our community for that. But you definitely want to stick around for a chance to win. You have to be present to win. So that is coming up. More on that in a minute. But first, help me welcome Todd to the CNC show. There he is.
Oh, hey, how we doing?
Todd, all the way from, let me guess, Coventry.
No, outside of Coventry in Kenilworth. It's literally like 15 minutes down the road. You can get to Coventry.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about 30 minutes outside of Ulster, which is where Vectric HQ is. So
Nice. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Well, Becky sends her apologies. She's not feeling the best today, so unfortunately, you're just stuck with me. So sorry about that.
I know. We miss Becky. When you sent me that email, I was like, no. But
no, exactly.
I was like, I guess we'll take Todd.
Oh, thank you for that. Well, as they say over here, she's gutted that she can't be here. So definitely, she's looking forward to this for sure.
Well, I hope she's watching right now because I had an idea and I put together something that I think she'll like.
Okay. This is new. You didn't tell me this earlier.
I didn't tell you this on purpose.
No.
All right, Eric. Go for it.
Get well soon, Becky! Hey!
What did you think about that?
She will love that. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
She ever. Oh my god. I hope she is watching.
I hope she's watching. If she's not watching, you need to tell her to go watch the beginning of the show.
Oh my gosh.
And that would
fantastic. Yeah.
That I know she'll like that. Like that.
Yeah. You definitely have gotten points in her book. Let me tell you. You had lots to begin with, and now you've got more.
Yes. All right. So that was literally, Todd, you sent me an email this morning saying, hey, Becky's not feeling well. And Eric and I were talking about how we were going to move things around in the show and what we had to do. Not a big deal at all, Becky. Get well soon. And I was like, you know what? I've got an idea. And so thank you, AI. I put that together. And
amazing.
AI put that together. I prompted AI to put that together.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's more like it exactly.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
the
that's
resemblance is uncanny to you. Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Well, welcome everybody to the show. Like I said, we got a great show planned. We've got a bunch of people in the chat already here, and it's really seriously going to be a great time. Todd, not bragging on you, but your experience in CNC, you've been around it for decades, and your knowledge is vast. And I know the tips and tricks we're going to share today and the scenarios and the projects are going to inspire our viewers. So I'm really excited to get into that.
Oh, good. Thank you for that.
One quick note before I introduce the giveaway here is, if you've been around the show, we do a Q&A session at the end. It's our last segment, and it's called Rapid Fire Q&A, where we just that's how the show goes. So where we just pepper me and my guest with questions. So we need questions. So as the show is going on, drop your questions in the chat. Our moderator, Miranda, is in the background starring those, curating those to be for that segment. So you literally get to dictate what we talk about during that segment, So any questions that you have for Todd or myself, put them in the chat, and we will do our best to answer them.
Yeah, be easy on me, please. Go on.
Yeah, be easy on Todd, okay?
Yeah. It's late here. It's almost my bedtime. Not really. No, but it's close.
All right, so the giveaway is going to work. We just have one grand prize today, VCarve Pro. It stands on its own, right? We don't need any other giveaways. Typically, we have a bunch of giveaway prizes, but we just have one. So here is how we're going to do this. And again, Todd, thank you to the team for supporting the CNC community and supporting us to give us away to one person.
Well, to be fair, we wouldn't be here without guys like you doing what you do, and certainly our communities are tightly mixed together, I'm sure, in lots of different ways. So this is the least that we can do to help out, and hopefully whoever gets it can use it. So that would be fantastic.
Yes. Well, we're gonna do our best to make sure someone that doesn't have it wins it, because I really want it to go to someone that doesn't have it. But all right, so full license to VCarve Pro, that's the prize. To enter, you're gonna put in the chat hashtag #AndyBirdBuilds in the chat like we normally do. So hashtag #AndyBirdBuilds, all one word. That's how you enter. You only need to put it in once for the whole show. So that's how you enter. You can only enter once. So spam me in the chat. You can do it if you want to. Please don't. But it doesn't help you win anything more or increase your chances. But please, if you already have VCarve Pro or have Aspire, don't enter this giveaway. I really want this to go to someone that has either a lesser version of Vectric where they can upgrade, or someone that isn't using Vectric can win this and use this. So in this, this is a community prize, right? Like we really want to boost the community, and I want someone that can actually use it. If we can do that, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, like Andy said, this is version 12.5. So if you have version 11 and haven't yet upgraded 11.5, then this might be a great opportunity for you to do that for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's a great point too. So if you have an older version, like Todd said, this can be an upgrade path as well to the new version. Fantastic. Yes, so we've got, this is how this is going to work, okay? This is something new for us, but we wanted to make a big deal out of this. So throughout the show, there's going to be we're going to draw 4 names. 4 random names from hashtag #AndyBird, and that's going to happen on screen. The 4 names that we draw, so you have 4 chances to get your name in the final drawing for VCarve Pro. So we're not going to do one big drawing at the end. We are going to do 4 drawings to pick a name, or we're going to pick 4 names, put them in the hat, and then they have put them on the wheel. Eric is yelling at me over here. I don't need a hat when I've got a wheel, right? But yes, we're going to put the names on the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel, and whoever it lands on wins. So we're going to keep it fun. So that's how it's going to happen. So one more time, how you enter is putting hashtag #AndyBirdBuilds in the chat. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to do that right now, and then we're picking our first name.
We've already got 56.
All right.
Oh, the pressure's on.
I know, right?
I can't type that fast.
Well, and we'll have 3 more drawings after this to get your name in. It's okay, Todd. Are you going to enter your own giveaway?
I guess I shouldn't. Should I?
No, you probably shouldn't.
I shouldn't be allowed to do that.
All right, Eric. 10 seconds up. We're going to draw the first name. Remember, you'll have 3 more chances, but let's draw the first name. Here we go. Is it ever going to stop? World of the Strange.
Hey, nice.
Okay, wow. World of the Strange. You're going to make me write all of that on here?
Yes. Andy.
Yeah, I'll put world on there here in a second. Eric, actually, do you want to do this? I'm going to hand this to someone else that can do that. I dropped it.
Well, congratulations, World of the Strange. That is pretty cool.
All right,
Along
all
with
right.
your name is pretty wild.
Well, congrats to World of the Strange. You are one of the 4 names that are going to get on the Spindle Spin wheel, and you have a chance to win VCarve Pro. All right. I will wait for Eric to finish writing that, and we are going to head to our first segment. Welcome to Show and Tell, brand new segment. I'm going to go first. So how this is going to go is I'm going to pick the premises. We'll pick our favorite project, share it, but then break it down and show just kind of some of the main things, either main inspiration or main purpose, and then the process of how we made it. All right? So I'm going to go first here. Eric, you want to put my project up on the screen? Okay. So this is, I made a YouTube video on this, and I actually do a deep dive. Todd, you're going to talk more about the UGM coming up here in a second, or at the end of the show, before our giveaway. But I do a deep dive on this project as well. It is just one of my favorites. So what this is, I've got it right here. You can see it better in the picture, but I'll hold it up. It's a vintage toy, a kid's toy. Jeep, and this is modeled after like the original Jeep. I actually traced the outline and got the general shape from a picture online. And what I love about CNC, and this is part of, I think, what I want to inspire people to do is make more functional projects. Yeah. Like, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with creating wall art. There's nothing wrong with engraving and V-carving. Like, I've done a lot of that. I've got projects up here on the wall. But something that really, really interested me is I made this. This actually works. It has axles. It rolls. My kids roll it across the ground and play with it. And I made this in, this just needs, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I use Aspire, but this just needs V-carve. Any of
probably
them.
Do, yeah, V-carve, yeah, because you use the text on it, so that's V-carving.
Yeah, if I didn't use text on it, this could be in Cut 2D, couldn't it?
100%.
So it's not powerful software. It's just thinking through the process. Okay, so how do we make a 3D object, right? In software, right? Like, we have to think. It's kind of, you're thinking a little bit differently, and I think it's a different train of thought. How are these parts going to assemble together? And so I cut this on the CNC 2D. So you can't really see it, but on its side. Think about the Jeep on its side. My end mill's up here, and I simply just cut the profile out, and then I turned it upright. All right, so like it's just a shape, just like if you were cutting a circle or cutting something different. You just cut the shape, and then I drilled the axles from the same side. And I actually did these. I got other cars up here too. I did them 2 different ways, but this one I actually did in 2 pieces, so I could engrave the text on one side. So picture this. It's so hard, but you'll have to come to the UGM to see how I did it. But I cut this in 2 pieces, 2 halves, and like there was no two. You could do 2-sided carving if you wanted to, but it's really simple to cut. 2 pieces, flip them, glue them together, and I just used 1/4-inch dowels for the wheels and glued everything together, and now it's so simple. I think the hard part is just thinking about it logically, like, how do I do that, right?
Yeah. It's the problem solving. You did a great job with that. Like, you knew that probably your stock wouldn't fit in your machine. You couldn't get the undercuts where the seat is and all that kind of stuff from the angle you were working at. And so being able to kind of think through that stuff. But what a great project. Lots of fun. And I could see, your kids scooting those around your kitchen floor and having a great time.
Yeah. It's such a cool, and this is pine. Like, this is not a crazy material. I made it out of pine and I spray painted it. So, what's that?
Perfect.
Yeah.
They look really great. Like, it reminds me, it harkens back to when kids now are living in this throwaway culture where they buy things from the dollar store or Poundland or wherever you are, and and they literally will break and throw them, or something like that. Literally will last nearly a lifetime. And they're going to get tons of play out of it, and hopefully, maybe your grandkids, you'll see the day when they'll be playing with those same toys again. You might have to spruce up the paint a bit, but still, they'll be around.
Yeah, so in that video, there's a full YouTube video. It looks like we've dropped it in the chat if you haven't seen it. But I made this truck as well, and I made this one's after a Corvette, so a race car. A really fun project. So just challenging yourself, the problem, like you said, Todd, the problem solving to thinking through a project, and that's the challenging part. But when you're on this side of it, you're like, that wasn't that difficult.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's mine. Todd, what do you have to share?
I love that, Andy, because it's just simple tool paths and a simple, what you said is at first you kind of don't know how it's all going to come together because it maybe seems so simple, and then once it comes together, you see this thing and you can't help but get emotional. And you and I have talked about this before in the past, and I've said it for years, that having an emotional connection to things that you make, whether it's you're seeing your kids play with them or selling it at a craft stand or whatever it is, and seeing somebody walking away very happy, that's an amazing thing. And when you can achieve that with some simple tool paths, then you aced it. You've done it. It's perfect.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, literally one bit, one. Take the V carving out of it. You don't even have to do the V carving. So like this one, for example, one bit, one tool path, and pine.
Easy. Well done. Really well executed in the end, and they look really, really nice. So
appreciate that.
Well, I know you told me to only come with 3 or 1 project, but I have 3 because
Becky's not here, so you can take her spot.
Well, she had a really good one, so I don't want to burst her. Maybe I'll have her on some other time again. She can talk about her project, so I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want to take that away from her. But
yes.
So I had a really hard time. We make a lot of free projects at Vectric, and I had a hard time picking. Every one that I do, I learn something new, not only about about me personally and my CNC journey, but also how to run a CNC, what the best things to do with it, how to do things. But as you just mentioned, a really basic project really can do a lot. And this is a good example of that. We'll start with this one. This one, Mark Lindsay and I did back at one of our user group meetings, and we had challenged him to do his first V-carve inlay ever, the old way, before we had a V-carve inlay tool software. And my part of that project was to come up with some way to make it a project. Like just doing an inlay isn't much of a project, like a coaster, I guess. But the rest of this came from my imagination. And literally, it is 2 tool paths: ball nose end mill to get the holes, the pockets, and then a cutout pass. And at first glance, these might seem not all that sort of useful, but we've got at least 4 of them around my house, and what they are is little snack trays. And we on our Chesterfield, or our couch, has like those big chunky arms on it, and these fit perfectly on there with your drink, or they sit on the flat cushion with your drink and a snack. They hardly ever flop over. They're just fantastic. But if somebody walks into the house and they look at them and they go, "What are those for?" But once they sit down and use it, they go, "My goodness, those are fantastic." I must have made 4 or 5 sets of these for people, and they're great. And they're out of just old oak. It's literally cut-offs. There's nothing fancy about this. It's very easy, but these have been around my house forever now, and they're great. We're going to talk about these for years, and hopefully, if I ever see my grandkids, they will actually, only because I'm old, not because there won't be any, but just because I'm old. They're great, and so they really are quite functional, easy to use. And people always say, "Why don't you make them to sell them?" Well, I don't have a machine big enough in my house for this, or I might. They are one of those things that you could sell, but I like it easy. Now, the next one, if you don't mind, Miranda, throwing out there for me. This one is really special. An emotional connection about this particular piece is that I made this shortly after my dad passed away here in the UK, and it's a pencil box, and it's very basic. Again, it's a molding tool path to make that sort of shape. There's a pocket in the bottom and the top, so you can put your pens in there. A couple of magnets. And then this was my first adventure ever into making a V-carve inlay, the old way, again, before the inlay toolpath came out. And I must have made, I don't know, 4 or 5 attempts at that. Got frustrated. But in the end, when it worked out, because I was just learning again, part of this whole journey of being, learning about CNCs and yourself, it came out really well. And what's special about this, like I said, I did it with my dad in mind, but he was always a big fan of the Spitfire, and that's the plane that's on the top. And just a sort of a side thing, when I first arrived here in the UK, I was searching around for some beer, and on the thing on the display was a Spitfire bottle of beer, and so instantly I saw the silhouette on their logo, and I thought, yes, this sort of thing would make a perfect inlay for the top of a pencil box. And again, I think this is in Austria now somewhere, but it's one of those things that I learned so much about me, and I have a real emotional connection to it. That is unbelievable, but it's good. It's really good. I enjoyed it.
I love that.
Now, for my last one, this is not easy, but we were challenged a few years ago to make a mascot for maybe.
Yeah.
So we made a version of this fella, Victor, that was 6 feet tall, and this is actually the same files that we made in Aspire, but put together as an STL and 3D printed, which is kind of like that's one of the power of having the ability to, like having Aspire on hand. You can do that sort of thing. But what's really special, truly special about this is it took the whole team at Vectric to make this, from the developers and the software all the way down to me modeling it, to us sanding it, finishing it. And this, I only see it. He only comes out once a year. And when he does, that time in my life and at my life at Vectric is so special. I can't say that enough, how amazing that whole journey was. Even to learn about my coworkers in the same time that we made this thing, it was a pretty special thing. And the fact that now I've got my own little 6-inch guy hanging around here, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's neat.
I think I've seen either some highlight videos or maybe some parts of videos. Maker Central's when it comes out, right?
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, over here in the UK, yeah, in Birmingham.
Yep. Yep. And I've seen I've seen some of the build of that, like behind the scenes type thing, like when he was in just parts. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It's one of those things that you're using pretty much every feature in the software that I could throw into a project. We did, along with slicing and all that kind of stuff. But this is a complicated one. Like, this isn't, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I don't know how I can say this right, but sometimes, like your cars, it's not complicated. And it's easy and it's fun. It leaves that impression, and those kids are going to play with those, and they're going to have memories of dad making these crazy cars for me on a CNC machine. And I'm going to have this box around and these little drink trays that I sit down almost every night and use. And
nice.
Yeah, simple 2 tool paths, and I have something that's very functional, useful, and I love it. And you can do this in Cut 2D. Oh, by the way, this project and the pencil box is one of our free projects that you can download and make on your own if you want to.
Nice.
And improve them too. Make them your own.
That's cool. And since you mentioned that, this is actually, these 3 cars are a free project on Vectric as well.
And we have tons of them from us inside, like the labs, and also from partners like you, Andy, that have been gracious enough to offer your files for free. You can download them. Usually comes with a PDF, a little explanation of the materials you need, a file, and off you go.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people realize that. How many would you just estimate? How many projects do you have? Free projects?
You're going to ask me this. I meant to ask Rebecca, and I forgot. It was at least 100 plus. So we've got at least that, for sure. So, and they vary in what software version, but definitely if you're up to our latest version, then you can use any of them.
Yeah. So just a lot that you can play around with. You can edit them, and so these are the Vectric files that you download. Again, there has to be. There's feature required on some projects. There's certain features you have to have, certain level of software. So make sure you read that stuff. It's not like you can just download any of them and they work in Cut 2D. That's not. You'll be frustrated. But make sure you have the right software, and you can tweak these. You can scale these. You can make them your own.
Definitely.
but it saves you a ton of time, and then you just export the G code with your with your post processor, and you're off going.
Yeah, and it's another thing too. Even if you don't have, like, if it's an Aspire project, Aspire only project, still watch it. Even if you have VCarve Pro, because you never know. Some of the things you're going to learn are quite transferable backwards, or maybe you'll go, I really like that project. I don't need the 3D modeling. I got this thing. You can swap it out and then truly make it your own, but you're still going to learn from it and see what's possible.
So I've got a power tip here. This is off script. I'm literally going off script right here. But I've got a power tip that is so, I think is so critical. A lot of people are overwhelmed by software, right? The learning curve.
Yep.
And what I found is one of the best ways to learn how to set toolpaths up, how to design, like every aspect, is download these free files, even if you don't want to make them, and go in and see how these files are set up. And so you can literally click and simulate, okay, that's a pocketing toolpath, and they've got it assigned to that vector, and it makes that shape. And like reverse engineer these things. It is so powerful to learn.
100%, you're right on the money there, definitely. Yeah, just to review the files is worth it, just to have a peek at them. Like a lot of them, we know a lot of people aren't going to make these things. In most cases, we want you to, obviously. But if you don't, then that's fine. But just to actually see how we did it and how it can be done, those things are pretty amazing, pretty special.
All right. That's great, Todd. Well, I think that's a good place to end this segment. But before we go to the next segment, get ready, which is CNC Trivia. Make sure you're prepped for this. These really hard questions.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. I need Rebecca here. Yeah. Anyway,
I know, right?
Yeah.
We are going to draw a second name for the Spindle Spin. So one last call if you have just come in. We're doing a giveaway for VCarve Pro. If you don't have it or need to upgrade to the latest version, this is for you. Make sure you get in this giveaway. So enter hashtag AndyBirdBuilds in the chat, and we are going to draw our second name that'll be added to the wheel, the Spindle Spin. Isn't that a creative name? All right, it's not World of Strange. Here we go. Eric has started it. It is on screen. Who's our second one going to be? We've got Rick. Welcome.
Well done, Rick.
Good job, Rick. I can't really clap because this microphone will be loud, but I am clapping. I can add Rick. That's pretty easy. Oh, got it. All right, so Rick, you are going here twice because we're filling all the spots. Other than we've got to spin again as well. So Rick, and straight across is Rick. All right, Rick and World of Strange. Remember, you've got to be present to win, and that is coming up here in approximately 20 minutes or so. We're gonna pick a name. All right, let's head to our next segment. All right, welcome to CNC Trivia, an all-new, original, I must say, segment. And how this is going to work? Well, originally how this was going to work, Todd, I think you skipped one. You missed, you dodged a bullet is what I'm trying to say. This was going to be you versus Becky.
What? Oh, that would have been fun, but I wouldn't have stood a chance. So that's all right.
You don't know. There's some good questions in here. Good questions.
Okay, I know. Okay.
But so what we're going to do today is we're going to ask a question, and this is audience participation. And Todd, you're going to participate as well, and we're going to see how many Todd can get right. All right.
Oh, I thought it was the audience was supposed to help me with this too. Come on now.
Yeah. The audience can help you. The audience can help you. This is a community building thing. We'll all see how many we can get right together. I'm not going to answer because I came up with some of the questions, but. Here we go. Question number 1. All right. What does CNC stand for? We've got computer numerical control, central numeric cutting, central numeric cutting, twice, computer node control.
How do I answer? Do I just answer, or do I just?
Yeah, so let's jump in the chat here real quick. Let's see. Put in the chat, everybody. What do you think it is? I know it's this is a hard one to spell out, but what are you thinking? We've got computer numerical control. Todd, it looks like everybody's saying number 1. Yeah, you can put 1, 2, 3, 4 in. That works as well. First one. All right, Todd. Do you agree with the audience? Everybody is saying number 1.
I 100% agree.
Okay, let's go. Hey, good job, everyone.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Good job. All right, these do get harder as we go. So, all right. So we've got a scenario here. You're cutting 3/4 inch oak with a 1/4 inch 2-flute bit at 18,000 RPMs, 60 inches per minute. The edges are burning. What's the best fix? All right, so we're cutting oak with a 1/4 inch bit, 18,000 RPM, 60 inches per minute. And for some reason, the edges are burning on the wood. What is the best fix? So lower spindle RPM, increase feed rate, switch to a V-bit, or decrease pass depth. All right, Todd, I'll let you think about that. Let's see what everybody else is saying in the chat here. We've got some lower spindle RPMs, change bit speed. Everybody, it looks like people are saying 2. They're saying increase feed rate, and I've got some 1s in there too. Lower spindle RPM. All right. What is the best fix? What would you do, Todd? What is your thought process here?
Is it upcut or a downcut bit?
We are going to say
I'm just throwing
is an compression bit.
Oh. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I would go with 8 or 1 or 2, I guess.
Yeah, you'd go with 1 or 2.
Yeah, my first thing would be I would probably lower the spindle speed. Is what I would do.
So you'd lower your RPMs.
I think so, yeah, because it's probably spinning too fast and going too slow. So I would say, yeah, that's what I would go with. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what. All right. Let's see. This is scenario based, so let's see. So increase feed rate. All right. So let's think through this a little bit. And honestly, I think this is one of those questions where neither is wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I like personally, I like to keep my RPMs pretty the same. I don't change them a whole lot. Like let's say when I'm cutting oak or when I'm cutting hardwood, I'll typically go to the same. When I'm cutting the same material, I'll go to the same RPM, and typically I'll adjust the feed rate. I always think like if you're adjusting both, you're kind of chasing your tail.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
And this all has to do with chip load. All has to do with heat. Honestly, another answer I should have put on here is maybe maybe your bit's dull. Maybe you don't need to change your speeds and feeds at all. Maybe this is a bad question.
No, I think it's a good question. I think actually it's really a good question because, like you said, it could be you're gonna tackle those sort of issues, and these are good places to kind of start, right? You can consider lowering that spindle speed if you want to go down that route. Like you said, maybe you don't like to do that. Maybe then in that case you do need to increase your feed rate. But if you can't because your machine can't handle an increase, you're going as fast as you can, then what's the other thing you can do? Well, you can turn down your spindle. So yeah, and you're right. Maybe it is a dull bit. I was just cutting a crib board into some Canadian maple a couple days ago, and literally smoke was flying out of this thing like crazy. I turned down the spindle speed, and it went away. I was like, yeah. Oh, there we go. That's perfect.
Perfect.
So it's great.
Yeah. So I think the moral of the story we can learn from this one, right, is somehow we need to cut more. I know that sounds crazy. That's like, but actually we need to be cutting more wood, and that's how if you increase your feed rate or you decrease your RPMs, you're actually your chip load's going up, which means you're taking more of a bite per revolution. So
Exactly. So, and that's a good point, because if you see a lot of dust floating around and like really fine and no chip at all, then definitely you need to fix that, because that's one thing I learned just a few years ago, is that chip load is really important. If you get nice chips, you can walk away being a proud person. If you've got just dust flying out of there, then unless your material, that's the way it cuts. But I can't
Yeah,
use
like
it.
MDF.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. But if you're getting nice chips, then that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing. Todd, you know what I've been doing this week?
Uh-oh. Well,
This is a little Easter egg. Todd, I've been intentionally trying to ruin bits.
no way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a good. That's a good. That way you get the. You know what. Yeah. No, I appreciate it, especially for what you do. You're going to have people that are going to ask questions that you need to answer really solidly.
So understanding, I've been trying to get like the lowest chip load possible to burn these bits up.
Oh, really?
You ever try to like ruin something? It's really hard to ruin something.
Yeah.
When you're trying to ruin something, it's
hard
hard.
to do it. Exactly. That's right. Usually happens to me when I least expect it. I'm all ready to go, and this is going to work perfect, and all of a sudden everything goes all hairy on me. Yeah.
Yeah, I get the luxury of trying to break things to see, so I can report, okay, this broke something, and not everybody gets to do that. Like I'm blessed in that way. But let me tell you, when I try to break something, it typically does not break.
Yeah.
So
you got to try harder there, guy. Come on now.
I know. All right, let's head to the next question. All right, why would you use ramping instead of plunging on a toolpath? To reduce stress on the bit, to cut faster, to improve dust extraction, to increase chip load. Todd, you got your answer?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go through this one quick because we got a little behind here on the questions.
Oh, sorry.
All right, what is it? No, that's my fault. I keep dropping Easter eggs. Todd, what do you think?
I think it's number one.
All right, Eric. Yay! Todd got it. All right, let's head to the next question. Which Vectric toolpath? Oh, okay, this is a good one. This is good. This was going to be such a good one. I think. I don't know. You guys are smart. Which Vectric toolpath plunges to a set depth, moves along that depth, then returns to the entry point before retracting? Todd knows this.
This is a good one, though. Yeah.
Is it a good one?
Yeah. That's a good question. Yeah.
All right. So, is it called fluting? Is it called a pocket toolpath, a keyhole toolpath, a drill toolpath? All right, everybody. Everybody's saying three. Everybody's saying three.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. Solid answer.
Yeah.
That's the one. Mm-hmm.
All right. Todd says three. Audience says three. You got it right. Good job.
That's right.
Now, the key is technically, is this in, Todd, you'll have to remind me.
Yeah.
I don't think this is in the toolpath area, like setup area. It's in the gadgets.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah. And if you're interested in this, and I don't want to plug the UGM right now, but we're gonna David from the sport team, his project actually dives into using the keyhole gadget. So if you've never used it and you're interested in it, then definitely tune into the UGM.
Cool. All right. Next question. All right. Little history here. The first CNC machining prototype was developed in 1952 by a team of researchers from this well-known university. All right, University of Cambridge, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, University of California, Berkeley, or Stanford University.
What's the chat say? Oh no.
Everybody's saying MIT.
Yeah.
Number two.
That's a good one. That's a good shout.
Number two.
Yeah, I was going to say one or two, only because Cambridge is down the road from here, about an hour, and I would say that MIT. I've been there, so yeah, I'd go MIT.
Okay, yeah. MIT is the answer. It is correct. Good
job.
job.
Those people in the chat are amazing. Wow,
I know they are. Yeah. Hey, I said, remember at the rules, I said no Google. You can't be Googling the answer. No, not you, the audience. Audience. All right. Next question. All right. CNC programming often uses a language known as G-code. What other lettered base code is also often used? J-code, K-code, L-code, or M-code? All right. This is a good one.
I don't know with this.
All right. We're going to see here. We're all over the place. We've got M code. We've got J code, code red. It looks like the audience is pretty much split from between 1 and 4. So J code or M code.
You know what, Andy? I could guess, but that wouldn't be fair. Let's go. I'm gonna go with L code because nobody else has chosen that one. So I'm just gonna be honest.
All right. He's saying L code. All right. Audience is saying M code. We're split on this one. All right. Let's reveal the answer.
Machine code, it must be, right?
M code. So I don't know the answer.
Oh, what? These are questions. Okay.
No, I guess I don't know. I mean, that is the correct answer. But but I do know. This is my limited knowledge. Eric actually came up with this question, and he asked me, and I was like, I don't know. Then when he said it, I was like, okay. So, and if you look at G code, there's M commands.
Yeah, okay. Could be. Yeah, sure.
Yep. So like, I don't know, like M5, which.
Yeah, a lot of them are your tool changing happens. Also, if you have like cooling liquids and stuff like that, those get usually turned on with M codes, where G codes are a lot more of your physical motion and the actual machining part.
There you go.
Wow. I like Mighty Code.
Mighty Code. Yeah, I'm sure it is machine code.
Okay, we've got one last one. We had a tiebreaker just in case you and Becky took it like down to the wire.
Yeah.
So this is just a fun one for everyone to do. So here it is.
All right. When looking at G code, what is the difference between G20 and G21?
This should be a big deal for you, Todd. This is big between us here in the States and you across the pond. This is a big deal.
Okay, thank you for that. Now I know what that is.
Yeah.
Tea and coffee. So if you want a tea, you go for it. No.
Yes.
I think it's probably millimeters or inches. It must be defining your units, right?
Yeah, imperial or metric. Yeah.
I got you right on.
So there you go.
Luckily, our software deals with G code. I don't need to. So
Yeah, you don't, like, it's all behind the scenes.
That's right. Exactly.
It is interesting. So on my Avid CNC, on the controller, well, the old controller is Mach 4. They've got the new EX controller out. I don't have that yet, but the G code, and maybe it happens in G sender. All these different G code senders. You can see, when the G code is actually like scrolling down the screen, you can see the different commands. It's really interesting. I mean, that's where I've seen like different G code, different like spindle on, spindle off. Those are all just they're all just codes. And yeah, so
it's amazing that people used to do that all by hand.
I know, blows me away.
Yeah, some of the guys at work can do that, but that's not mine.
All right, so we're to the end of that segment. On to the next.
That was a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. Actually, I need to chat. How many did you get right? Chat?
Oh, they got them all right.
Yeah, you probably got them all right. So, with Google, I don't know. No, good job, everyone. You guys are on top of those. That was good. All right, but now it is time to draw our third name for our giveaway. So if you're just coming in, we are giving away graciously from Vectric VCarve Pro. And so we're going to draw our third name now to put your name on the wheel, and one winner is going to win that. So get your name in the chat with hashtag AndyBirdBuilds. You can only enter one. You can write it as many times as you want, but it only counts as one entry. So if you've already done that, don't worry. Your name is going to be in this drawing. Eric is going to draw a name now.
I think we're up to 105 entries already. So
105 entries. All right.
Nice.
Here we go.
And the winner is get your name on the wheel. We've got, here we go, Jason Elliott. That's a familiar name. Congrats, Jason. All right, I'm putting your name. I'm going to put Jason, if I can spell. Why I'm doing this, I think we're ready to head to rapid fire questions. All right, welcome to Rapid Fire Questions, where you get to pepper Todd and I with your questions. Get your questions in. There's still time. We'll add them to the end of our list. We've already got a few here, and we'll get through as many of these as we can. And should we get started?
Go for it.
All right. Joe asks, how do I know if I successfully registered for the UGM?
Oh, that's a good question. I suspect when you enter in your email address, you should be automatically registered. If you've got a, it should just happen. I suspect you should get an email back. I haven't registered personally because I'll be there anyway. But I think that's what should happen. I can verify that for sure, Joe.
Okay, great. Patrick asked, my voice squeaked right there. Patrick asked, what do I get with joining your channel for $4.99 a month? I'm glad you asked, Patrick. So, what Patrick is referring to is we've got channel members. How many members are we up to now, Eric?
I can't remember.
14? Yeah, 14 or 15 channel members. And that's just a way to support our channel. So we put a lot of effort into this, these videos and these live streams. And if you feel like you're getting exceptional value, that's a way to support us. No worry if you don't, but we're just providing a way. Some people have asked, how can I support you? That's an easy way to do it. And what you do get is you get your name. It'll come up here in a second. You get your name on the channel wall, the members wall, that we play every episode that you're a member. And so your name is forever in the live stream, and we don't delete these. So you can always come back and see your name on an Andy Bird Builds the CNC Show live stream if you want. Of course, shout outs during that. That's coming up here in a second, and we'll get more into that. All right, Dave. Dave Hoffman. Oh, thank you, Dave. We just had a new member, actually, right before we came on, right? Yeah, so Dave Hoffman is our newest member. Welcome. All right, Johnny asked, using VCarve Pro 12, I have a question. When I go to select a bit, why are some bits grayed out, like in VCarving/engraving?
Yeah, because you can't use those tools, or you haven't set those tools up. You probably haven't set them up, so you don't do that. Yeah.
So the tools are unset up. A lot of people struggle with their tool library.
Yeah, the tool database is one of those things we do get a lot of questions about, and it's complicated because it's just complicated. That's just the nature of that part of it all. When you're trying to keep track of machines, materials, and all that stuff all mixed together, and some tool paths won't let you use some tools because they're just not set up for that. So we do.
Awesome. All right, next question. Joe, how do you cut deeper in VCarve with numbers? I have made the flat depth deeper and spread the numbers apart. Not sure what I am doing wrong.
How do I cut deeper in VCarve with numbers? I have made flat depth deeper and spread the numbers apart.
I think he's cutting out
So
numbers.
the way I take this question, Todd, I can take a chance at it here.
Go for it. Yeah.
He's made the flat depth deeper and spread the numbers apart. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in my mind, again, Joe, tell us if we're completely off base here, but no matter what your flat depth is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Todd, no matter what your flat depth is, your bit is only going to go as deep as it can until it hits the side of your vectors.
That's right, exactly. That's right. Yeah.
So if you're using a 60-degree V-bit, when the sides of those of that bit hits the edge of the width of your vectors, even if your flat depth is set lower, it's not going to go any deeper, because then that would make your vectors larger, or it would make your carving larger.
Bigger than expected. Exactly, that's right. Yeah, of course you can. There's ways, if you want to make it wider and deeper, you can, on your machine, you can do some fudging around to make that work, but not in the software. It's definitely
So my initial, the answer to my question, I guess what I explained is use a finer bit, use a steeper angle. So if you're using a 60, try a 30. If you're using a 30, use a 15. Go that direction, and you'll be able to get deeper. All right, Kevin asked, due to work, will UGM be taped to view later?
Exactly, that's right. All of the presentations will be available afterwards. We do them online forever, so you can certainly watch those at your convenience. So if you can't be there in person, one thing about this year that's going to be kind of nice and different is that we're going to actually have pre-recorded sessions like the one that Andy's given us, and we'll also have live sessions. We'll actually be live, like we're doing right now, but in the labs at Vectric HQ. So we'll be able to answer questions. You'll be able to see what we're making. You'll be able to get sort of live stuff happening. So it'll be kind of fun. So you'll miss out on that stuff, but definitely the meat and potatoes presentations will be available for you afterwards, for sure.
Cool. Daro asks, how to set up tools, speed, and feed in millimeters instead of inches.
You can just choose the units of measure that you're going to use right in your tool database. So if you have the feeds and speeds, you know them in millimeters, you can do that if you'd like to. There's a drop down there. You can choose what you want. I know that a lot of the people at the labs or at Vectric like to use inches per minute, which I can't get my head around. So I use millimeters per second for most of my feeds and speeds in my tool database. Even though they're inch tools, I still use millimeters per second.
I can't get my head around millimeters per second.
I come from a world of making very small parts, so I can get that. When you talk in inches, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. CC Bala asks, Andy, do you usually cut on a test piece and go through a series of tests with speeds and feeds before moving to your project piece? Yes, especially if it's a material that I haven't cut before, or it's a category of material. So like, I kind of group like hardwoods together. I kind of know the different they're going to be roughly this recipe, right? But if I'm going to switch to plastics, like acrylic and an O-flute bit or something like that, where I don't have a lot of knowledge or experience, I haven't tested it before, I'm absolutely testing that out. I'm going to cut another piece before I do that. So that's kind of my thing. I rely on my experience sometimes, and most of the time it works out. But I would rather screw up a practice piece than screw up a expensive piece of wood.
100%. And if Rebecca was here, she'd say exactly the same thing, because I don't normally follow that advice, and I mess up more good wood than you can shake a stick at. So literally, your best decision you're ever going to make is to cut a test piece until you're happy with your feeds and speeds, and then go for it.
Yep. Carl says, what does the G in G code stand for?
Google it. No, that's not what it means.
I think it stands for...
I actually know this one.
Did you look it up?
No, I actually know this one.
All right, the voice behind the curtain knows it.
I'm pretty sure it stands for geometric.
Okay. I don't know. We're going to take his word for it.
Pretty sure it's geometric.
All right,
code.
chat, Google it. Drop it in the chat. Let's see if Eric's right. We've got Stevie asks, what is the worst mistake you have made with the CNC?
Mistake.
Intentionally, or I was just talking about making mistakes intentionally. Yeah, go ahead, Todd.
I'm the world's worst speller, and I remember I used to work for a giftware company that made lapel pins, and it must have been like 5 or 1,000 of these little pewter lapel pins, and they all came back because I made a spelling mistake. That was probably the worst thing I've ever done. I've never hurt myself physically on a CNC machine, maybe the odd little cut and so on, but never actually ruin any really expensive material that I couldn't replace. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. That was my biggest sort of mistake. Spell
Yeah,
check and everything.
yeah, that's a good one. One of mine was cutting wood that I thought was dry, but it was wet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It wasn't properly dried, and so I think that's something that can really trick people up. I got the wood off Facebook. The guy said it was dry, but I didn't have a moisture meter, no way to check it. I cut a beautiful bar sign, and I had to remove a lot of material to do it. Left it on the CNC overnight, came back, and the thing was a potato chip.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Rebecca and I would both sort of say one of the biggest mistakes we make is actually cutting too deep into our spoil board. It's meant to be there to protect stuff, but
I do
when
that
you
all the
don't
time.
measure your material right, yeah, and you're down like you can see in our videos that their spoil boards are pretty ratty looking. That's from not measuring material right or being in a hurry and typing in a number wrong, which catches me out all the time. So yeah, that would be another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Carrie asks, Todd, what system is recommended for Vectric software to run well? I need to buy a PC to upgrade Windows.
We're very proud of our software and how it runs on almost any sort of off-the-shelf machine nowadays. So I guess not my advice, but if I was going to go buy a new laptop to run our software on, I'd probably buy a medium range. If that was what I could afford, that's what I'd go with. We do now. It used to be up until version 11.5 or 12 that we didn't really use the GPU of your computer. We only used the CPU, and that was for a really good reason. We wanted you to be able to run our software on a run-of-the-mill laptop in your shop, so that obviously you don't want your nice one to be in there. So we wanted to be able to run on something that you didn't care much about. But now, and you can still do that. We haven't stopped that. But now we do use your GPU. So if you have a decent graphics card in there, we'll make use of that when we're doing a lot of stuff in the 3D view. So definitely, but really, I just bought a new laptop, on those little foldy yoga ones that fold backwards, that turn it up, and it doesn't have a fancy processor in it, and Aspire runs perfect on it. So definitely, it's what I'd go with, whatever you can afford. And I think you'd be all right with that for sure.
Awesome. Sandman asks, not sure if already asked, but is the use of Vectric using Mac OS on the horizon?
I'll tell you what, we have lots of customers that are requesting that. Lots of customers right now, when I say lots of customers, I mean lots of customers that use Macs are asking for a Mac version of our software. We obviously, you can run it in parallels without any problems. For years, we didn't really support that, but we now do. So if you have any issues with that, we'll help you out with running whatever Vectric software you have on a Mac. We know customers want that, and my best advice for you right now to kind of know what direction the company's moving in is definitely to tune in. I hate to keep saying this, but the user group meeting, Edward Powell, our managing director of the company, he's going to do a session on what we're working on right now and where we're moving to in the future. So you might get an answer there potentially, but if not, after that presentation, there will be a live session where you can actually put your questions like we're doing here in the chat, and he'll have an opportunity to answer that question for you. I unfortunately can't answer that, but he can. So that'd be a good place for that. Make sure you're there.
Ask the boss man. All right. Theorin asks, can VCarve Pro do picture engravings?
Definitely. A few versions ago, we incorporated in our Photo VCarve into our VCarve Desktop and VCarve Pro. So yes, you definitely can. Yeah, it's there.
I did something cool the other day. I was messing with the Cubico CNC, which is like a $400 Jimitsu.
Right over there. I got one behind me.
Oh, do you?
There.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. And I generated some AI art and used I actually messed around with, there's two different ones. You can do the Photo VCarve, but you can also do sketch carving. And it's a lot of fun. Sketch carvings in VCarve Pro.
Definitely. Power tip. That's a huge power tip from you right there. Sketch carving is one of those features that we're very proud of. The fact that you can use either photos and get a very stylized version of your photo using V-carving, or you can use 3D content and create a 2D version of that stylized 2D version. It's really quite powerful. If you're not into 3D carving, don't want to use the time to do that with, we all know it takes time to do that. You definitely can convert that into a 2D V-carvable thing, which is much faster and so on. Really ups the value of any 3D clip art that you purchased in the past, or even stuff that you can now create with AI.
Yeah, it's really endless. The design, what you can do with it. All right, we got another question here. We've got Spiderman asked, when do contour paths, like for a chamfer, or when doing contour paths like a chamfer, why would or what would cause it to be slightly off or shifted?
I bet you it's not shifted, and it's probably not off. It's probably your bit is not, it's flat on the bottom, so you end up getting a little bit of a shelf there at the bottom of it. Or like a lot of e-bits, sometimes the measurement that it says on the package isn't exactly what you're going to get, so that could be off as well. And there's actually a setting in your chamfer toolpath, and you're going to have to give me a second while I go and take a look at the proper name for it. So just hold on.
All right, are there any questions in there for me, Eric? While he's looking that one up. All right, I'll take this one here while you're looking that up, Todd. BBS, how do you know if your projects will sell? How do you do your market research? Well, I'll first answer this. I'm going to get to it exactly how. But first of all, if we had, if I had the exact science nailed down of knowing when a product would sell, or if they would sell, I probably wouldn't be doing this, because this is the age-old question, right? Of like, what do consumers want? What do people value? And anytime you're selling, or anytime you're trying to figure out, this is literally the story of my life as an entrepreneur. What do people value? And what is going to make their life easier? What are they willing to, what problems can I solve for them? And what problems do they want me to solve for them? And it is a wild, wild thing. And there's people, it's hard to figure out. But I'll give you some tips here. On a more, that was a macro level. On a more micro level, we need to look. I always like to start with what I know. We need to leverage what we know. So if there's something you're passionate about, maybe you're passionate about cars or trucks, or maybe you're passionate about art or something along those lines. Leveraging that, because that is your advantage. It's your advantage. And so then we start, we can make things and that we would like to solve our problems. And then it's a matter of finding those people, because you're not the only one that likes cars or trucks or art, just examples, or clocks or sports or a football team or whatever it is. And then it's about finding people that value the same things as you. That is the best path I know how to make and sell things on your CNC. It's about aligning your product with your audience the best possible, and then being willing to get it wrong. I think a lot of people that I see think it's an exact science. It's like right or wrong, and it's not. I put it out there, and it's a constant evolving process. And so being willing to get it wrong and adapt is crucial, absolutely crucial. So I hope that helps. Find something you like, find other people that value the same thing, and that should be a natural selling proposition. Todd.
Okay, yeah, it's called, it's the overcut. So what you can do is you can actually shift the bit over just a little bit. So you're actually using the full side of your bit opposed to that little flat bit that might be at the bottom, which is chances are that's pretty good. Now, if you still have that after using that, trying to set the overcut distance, definitely contact support at Vectric.com and they can give you a hand with that. But I suspect you've got a bit that's not the right angle or has broken or it's got a flat bottom or something like that. And you just need to shift it over just so. And it's a great feature to know about. So even if you have a bunch of broken V bits, you can still use them. You can still use them in the chamfer toolpath. You just got to move it over so you get past that broken bit, and then you can still use them. So I don't think those bits aren't any good anymore.
All right. We got 2 questions left here, Todd. We've got Patrick asked, "What are the pros and cons of the sketch carving toolpath?"
Oh, there's lots of pros. Like Andy and I both said, it's fun. It's interesting. You can give new value and new life to old 3D clip art that you have. It gives you a really nice stylized version of a photo V-carved sort of photo. You can combine it with photo V-carving and sketch carving, which gives you a really unique kind of look.
Which is really
gives
cool.
you kind of like that comic book kind of look, or that sort of old school kind of magazine look, which is really nice.
Yep.
On the odd occasion, sketch carving will take a little longer than what you expect to cut because there's lots of little details in there. And we know that, and there's ways that you can actually isolate different areas so you don't actually cut all of that little stuff if you want to. And we've got a few videos out there for that. Really, that's kind of it. We also, if we have a couple of videos that also show you some other tips on how to get rid of borders around photos that just inherently show up, how to leave areas out so that you can put a message on there. Let's say you've got one of our tutorials has a beach scene with somebody getting married, and so you can block out a section of the sand so that you can write in like forever or a nice little saying on there where people just eat that stuff right up. So definitely sketch carving is something you should definitely play with. I don't know if, besides the con of sometimes there's a lot of little finer details that it picks up. And I'm not really sure if that's a con or not. It just depends on how much time you want to spend. But we've had a lot of fun with it. It's a really good feature, definitely something.
I've got a comment.
What's that?
Yeah, you're always looking for feedback, right?
Yeah, well,
no.
do you want to do this now?
Yeah, I know, right? I know, all right. No. This is good. I would say the only con, the results are fantastic. It is, and it's something that really isn't anywhere else. It's unique, right? But the adjusting, like the different percentages and how like much detail it picks up, and like the sliders, getting the hang of that was a little bit like to get it to pick up the right amount of detail.
What I suggest is that you're right. You need to find that compromise in there, but don't forget that you can run 2 sketch carvings of the same thing over top of each other. So one, you could use a really bold kind of line, and then do it again with a really fine. Really, the detail, because then you get the extra detail and can kind of, that's definitely another way of doing it. Like layer up the.
See,
look, just keep layering up stuff.
Yeah,
I thought you asked something else. I was kind of worried about that, but you didn't ask the other thing. So
no.
Not gonna bring up.
Is there something juicy you need to tell us about?
Yeah, no, nothing. Keep going. In the UGM. No, I'm just kidding. No.
All right, last question here for you, Todd. Adam asks, what's the main difference between Aspire and Vectric?
Yeah, most people will say besides the price, what we do is in Aspire, we add the tools so that you can do your own relief modeling, or you can edit relief models. So you can create shapes, you can do all kinds of fun things. That's right. My background is 3D modeling for CNC machines, and I love Aspire for that. But nowadays, with AI and so on, a lot of people don't have the need to go from scratch, but they do have the need to edit, and that's where Aspire comes in. And I have to say that if you have clients that want their exact design that they've designed as a 3D or a bas relief component for whatever you're making, you're going to need to have Aspire to do that with. So that's the biggest thing, is just the 3D modeling part of it. If you're happy with not dealing with that, you're just importing in stuff that you can already find out there, or somebody else is going to make for you, then VCarve Pro is definitely, or VCarve Desktop is definitely the right solution.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and you said this, you already said this, but I think there's a distinction that people need to hear if you don't know. you can edit 3D reliefs, STL files in Aspire. You can't edit it in VCarve Pro, but
Very basic stuff. Yes.
okay, but you can run them in VCarve Pro.
100%, yeah. So in VCarve Pro, we allow you to bring in one external STL model. So that's something that you may have found on the internet, maybe got from a third party somewhere, maybe Etsy, wherever you're buying your models from. But we give you the ability to import in an unlimited amount of V3M models, which are a Vectric format of a 3D component that you can buy from Design and Make, or you'll get with your software when you buy it. And so you can bring as many as those as you want to. You can make compositions. You can do whatever you like with those, along with the one STL. We do limit that to you, but definitely VCarve Pro with its level clipping and so on, tilt and fade of reliefs. You can do some really basic editing, but nothing compared to what you can do in Aspire. If you want to move a leg of an elephant, you can't do that in VCarve Pro. You can do it in Aspire.
Can I bring in that one STL and resize it for my project?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, once you bring it in, it becomes part of your job. You can resize it, scale it up and down, do whatever you'd like. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I get that question a lot. What is the difference between the two? But I think a lot of people miss. They automatically hear. This is just my observation in the community. I can't do 3D models in VCarve. And there's a difference between editing and setting up toolpaths and running them, right?
Exactly, that's right. Yeah, you can definitely bring in let's say you're a 3D printer hobbyist, and that's what you do, and you're thinking about getting into CNC. You can definitely even bring in those 3D STLs, and you can cut them on your CNC machine using VCarve Pro or desktop even.
Yeah, and desktop as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and another thing that's beautiful about that whole process, I know I'm keeping you guys long, but
no, you're good.
Is that you can use sketch carving. So let's say you've got a little figurine that you've done for your tabletop gaming nights or whatever, and it's your guy, it's the one. Then you can bring that 3D model in, although you've 3D printed it, it's on your table, it's really cool. You can bring in and sketch carve that into maybe a top of a tabletop gaming box or a dice tray, wherever you want, as a 2D thing. So you can really kind of use those models again, give them new life in your Vectric software, which is I think that's what's really exciting, the way it works. It's really kind of good. If you had last year at our user group meeting, Rebecca and I went head to head on sketch carving, and I did a few things with bringing in a 3D model of a car. It was an Indy car. I'm not much of a race car guy, but I think it was an Indy car. And I brought it in and I sketch carved it at different angles, and it turned out to be a really cool piece. So if you want to go back and look at those, if you go to ugm@vectric.com and look at past events, there's a video of how we did that. And it's really cool. It really adds some really unique stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good, Andy. It's unique to your Vectric software. Nobody else has it. It's definitely something that we nobody else has.
That's great. All right. Well, good job. You passed, Todd. Now it's just the fun part.
Oh, that's
Now we're just going to have fun. All right.
I've had fun so far. What do you mean? It's more fun.
Okay. Sorry. We're going to have more fun now. We've got Jason has bowed out because I think he already has it.
Oh.
So Jason.
Wow, very honest of you, Jason. Thank you.
Jason's a great guy. He's part of my CNC community on Discord, which we will leave a link in the description if you want to be a part of that. There's about 1,300 CNCers in our Discord community. And great guy. He's been around. Great supporter of Andy Bird Builds. Thank you, Jason. You're a great guy. So we're going to draw two. We're going to draw two names. So if you're just getting in here, we're giving away VCarve Pro. And in order to do that, you have to get your name drawn to get on the wheel. So in order to enter, you need to enter hashtag Andy Bird Builds in the chat. So we're looking for two more names, and then we're going to do the big spin. We're going to do the big spin. Rick and World of the Strange is here already on. They're going to have their chance to win here. All right. So, we're going to do one. Make sure you get hashtag Andy Bird Builds in. Eric's going to send it. Here we go. All right. Here we go. This is our first name. First of two. Looks like my name's in there. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to win. Jamie England. All right.
Nice.
Jamie, I'm going to add you to the board here. All right.
Congratulations,
Last call. Last call to get your name on the board for a chance to win.
Yeah, I had this happen a while back when we put in the chat to tell everybody what they need to put in, and we use hashtag AndyBirdBuilds. It puts us in the drawing too. So that's
yeah.
we won't take our own prize.
Don't worry, I won't. All right, last call. Going 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, the last name to get on the wheel. I almost won that. W.C. Meyer. All right, we're going to put Meyer on here. And Meyer. All right. So our wheel is filled out. Now, you must be present to win. And so make sure you're here. Make sure you're here. But Todd, we've talked about UGM. Before we draw this, we're gonna get to that. But I want to give you just a minute here to share about UGM. Why should people attend the UGM? And what is the UGM?
Well, first of all, if you are just looking at buying a CNC, I'm assuming most people here already have a CNC or started their journey, but we have an event for you. If you are just starting off on this journey, this exciting journey, by the way, in CNC, it's gonna change your life without a doubt. We have an event for you. If you're a new to Vectric user, again, guess what? We've got an event for you to be at. And if you're an old pro at Vectric, you've been using it for years, still, this event is for you. We've got coming up on October 16th and 17th, our worldwide user group meeting, which is an amazing opportunity for you to learn from seasoned professionals who have been using our software for years, including people at Vectric. So we've got me, Rebecca, Edward Powell, like I mentioned, our managing director, David and Nav, both from support. They're going to be presenting some projects where you're going to learn lots of good stuff. And then we've got lots of other professional guests that work along with us, like Kyle from Learn Your CNC or Ryan from Cutting It Close. We have Randy Johnson. If you've been in the CNC industry for a while, you know Randy. He's been around, he writes articles for magazines. He's worked for several different CNC companies. We have John Hennon from Legacy CNC. And we have Alex Duffey coming in to show us how to make a nice game. And we have the world-renowned, one and only Andy Bird there as well. So he's going to be there showing off a project, which is pretty amazing. We really like you to be there. There's going to be places where you can share your what you've been working on in our gallery. You can get involved with the chats. And as I mentioned before, this is the first time ever we're going to be having proper live segments online, where Rebecca and I and some of our guests will be there to answer your questions, show you what we're doing, give you some live tips and tricks. And we'll be there to take your questions, again, live. So like the question about our Mac, if we're ever going to have a Mac offering or whatever it is, those things are the things that you can ask us directly there, and the right people can answer those questions for you. So please, it's free to sign up, doesn't cost a thing, and you can be involved in watching all the videos. And then there will be a bundle that you can purchase in the end if you would like to, but that's not a prerequisite to being part of this. We just want you to be there and to learn and to see what other people are doing, be inspired, and inspire us. Be part of that gallery. Put your photos of what you've been working on in there so that other users can see what you've been doing. And that's the kind of energy that we want to get from our community and share, so that we can really, take things to levels we've never seen before in the future. So, and we're working really hard on this. So we hope that you show up and really enjoy it a lot.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So it's online, and do you know what time? Do you know roughly what time it is?
Oh gosh, it's on the UGM site. So if you go to ugm.vectric.com, I believe it starts like at early our time, so like 8 or 9 here, and then so it depends on where you are in the world.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But as I said, it's the recorded, or like one of your when your community said or asked, it will be recorded so you can catch up with it when you get out of bed. So you can do that, or you can watch it later on. But we do really, what you won't get from that is the benefit of these new live sessions, which you're going to get, again, be able to ask questions, get live answers to some things that you might want to know, and what we share during those things you won't have. But still, we'd like you to be there live if you can be. I know it's a long day. It's a long day for us, but I think it's going to be definitely quite exciting for you.
Well, I've been to a UGM, which stands for User Group Meeting, by the way. It took me a while to figure that out. Like, what are you talking about, UGM? But User Group Meeting, Vectric User Group Meeting. They do it in person every other year. They do it online right now every other year. And so I've been to the last 2, 3. Have I been to 2 or 3? I don't know. And the in-person ones are fantastic. You will learn things that you didn't even know were possible. And it really pushes the boundaries of how you use the software but overall, like how you use your CNC. And so I know it's going to be a great event. We've already put our project forward, and it's in Vectric's hands. So what we've put together is really good. And I talk about how to make and sell. So that's the topic I'm talking about.
If it wasn't for support from people like you in your community, then these things wouldn't happen. And we're lucky we have a good community just built around Vectric, but it's these external groups that make it really special. And having people like you that are experts in what you're doing, you're teaching people how to start their own business, built around a CNC and in some cases our software. It's amazing, and we couldn't do this without you. So we really do appreciate that. And you have no idea how much we do.
I appreciate that. Honestly, the like when partnerships work out this way, they're super powerful, and everybody benefits, and it's fantastic. So, but Todd, guess what?
I'm ready.
We have let's get this stuff. Oh, I just hit the microphone. Eric's gonna yell at me for that. I just want to get this front and center here. I want to get this front and center, and Eric's yelling at me right now because I forgot about something. But it's okay. He's not yelling at me. That's a joke. So we have a giveaway here. And before we do that, hit it, Eric. All right, here we go. So we've got, to recap here, we've got Jamie, we've got Meyer, and we've got Rick, and we've got World of the Strange. All right, and we're going to start this on Spin Again. If it lands on Spin Again, we will spin again. And but if it lands on one of your names, you win VCarve Pro. And so should we do it? Let's do it. Here we go. All right. I don't know if you can see the names on there. Here we go. Todd, picture this being your hand all the way from the UK.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, ready? Here we go. Good luck.
Exciting. It's great. Who's gonna be?
Oh,
I was hoping it would be Spin Again. Oh,
it's Spin Again. Oh man. All right. We're gonna spin this again. Hey Todd, you know this could never end.
I really good. That's very exciting. I do have to get my son to football, so let's go though.
All right, here we go again. All right, good luck. All right, beautiful. We're going to spin again. Good luck. Good luck. And Rick. Congratulations, Rick. Rick, are you here? Let us know that you're here. Congrats, Rick. You win VCarve Pro. So we're going to put a email address up on the screen here, and send an email to support@andybirdbuilds.com, and we will get you in touch with Becky, who will get you all straightened out. And yeah, Rick is here. Congrats, Rick. Awesome. And you get to they'll hook you up with that awesome software. So again, thank you, Vectric, for your support in that. And yeah, that's awesome.
Great. Rick, if you use it and when you use it, make sure you share what you make so we can see what you're doing with it. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah. Share what you make. Again, we have not just to drop it, but a great place to share is the CNC community that we have on Discord, and we have projects. I almost feel like it is. It is. I'm in there every day, communicating and looking at projects. So, if anybody wants to jump in there, share their inspiration, learn from one another, a really great group of people, encouraging group of people. It's not the wild, wild west of a Facebook group where you never know what's going to happen. So we have moderators in there that's awesome, Rick. I'm so excited and new to CNC.
Yeah.
You are on the right track, my friend.
Yeah. Nice.
Check out our Discord community there. Great community. Well, one thing we need to do is thank our channel members real quick. And thank you so much for your support. We talk about a lot about mutual support, and really that's what makes these things possible. So we got a lot of great people, generous people supporting us in what we're doing here. So I'm going to read their names real quick. We've got Johnny Gardner, Fernando Aguilar, Technotan Australia, David Mercer, Aaron Newton, Earl Mahaffey, Monte Jones, Ray Stoyle, Roland Glidden, Cody Elkins, Net News Ledger, Randall Jenkins, Pineapples Barbecue and Woodworking, Bradley Custom Designs, and Frank Bean. Thank you so much for your support and supporting us in this way. We truly, Eric, my whole team of people that are putting this together for you, appreciate it, and it enables us to keep doing what we're doing. So if you want to support us in that way, there's a link down below. Or off to the side in the chat here where you can support us and get your name on the wall. We're going to have to make a bigger graphic or a smaller graphic. We're getting kind of bunched up there, which is a good problem to have. So thank you so much for that. Well, Todd, man, what a great show. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to do it. I know it's late in the evening there for you, but and hopefully I didn't creep into your, would you say your football time?
No, yeah, just my son heads off to football, but that's okay. No. You know what, Andy? This has been an amazing time. Obviously, without my co-host Rebecca here,
Yes.
I was a bit nervous about how things would go, and of course, this would have been much better if she had been here as well. But I had a fantastic time, and thank you from me and also from Vectric for all that you do for us. And it's been fun to watch the chat and see lots of names pop up here, like Alex Duffey. He's going to be at the user group as well, and there's people from IDC Woodcraft. It's great. It's just amazing. You got a great community here. Yeah. Lots of great things happening. So well done to you guys. Really well done.
Appreciate that. Well, you can always head to Vectric.com to find out anything that's going on. Ton of stuff there. And so we thank you. We thank you for mutual support. Little known fact, drop it another Easter egg. I've dropped it like 4 Easter eggs of what we've been working on. Typically I hold those pretty close. I don't share a lot before it's shared, but Alex Duffey is going to be a guest on the show coming up here.
Oh, nice. What a treat that is. Wow.
Yeah. So that's going to be good. We've got some other guests lined up. And you know what? The first thing I thought, and Becky, forgive me if you're watching, we are going to have you and Becky back on at some point. We'll get that lined up, and we need to get Becky on the show and get the dynamic, the B&T dynamic duo on the show. So,
man.
All right.
Thank you for that. I know she'd appreciate that, and that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, and we love being here. So definitely.
For sure. Hey, play the one more time. Play Becky's clip. If anybody didn't see it, watch your.
Get well soon, Becky! Hey!
She's gonna love it. She is gonna love that. That is just gonna be it. Andy, you've made her day. Really,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you for that.
So it's based on, and she'll get a kick out of it too, because it's based on a conversation that we had. Ozzy, rest his soul, And yeah, so I don't know why that idea popped in my head, but I'm like, we're going to do this.
Perfect. It is perfect. Yeah,
all
well
right,
done.
Todd, thank you so much for being here.
My
And thank
pleasure.
all of our viewers for being here. And we will see you in the next one. It's time for you to go fire up your CNC and make something cool. We'll see you.